我说到这儿，我再给你们讲一讲，这个哥们儿真把我给镇住了。
I have never seen an American speak out to me about Communist Party's threat to America and the Chinese people. It's right behind my dining table. He's sitting right here, directly at me. He said, "Now, I'm gonna say a few things." After hearing it, I have goosebumps all over me. America has a lot of talent. If you look at Japan, there are 4 listed Chinese companies and then 700 listed companies that are in the United States. And the 700 listed companies have assets about $1.2 trillion, less than $1.5 trillion. But it has taken $1 trillion in other ways through American funds, shadow banks. A lot of these monies is from the United States pension insurance and the pension funds. What kind of threat is this to the United States? If one day the Communist Party declares bankruptcy, it goes out of business, that $3 trillion now is over $2 trillion in national debt, and the CCP declare that they don't want it, that means your retirement fund is gone. All Americans will become cannibals. That's more dangerous than dropping a few nuclear bombs in the United States. He said how horrifying this is. This is one. If you now ask American Securities and Exchange Commission, ask its own financial institutions, there are 3 things you will find inconceivable. The first is that the New York Securities and Exchange Commission has never asked the 700 Chinese listed companies and 1,000 of the Chinese companies who took the money from the fund, which is called venture capital, the pre-IPO before the IPO was called an angel fund. This angel fund now become the devil fund. No one had ever asked, who are your shareholders? Who are the actual controller? Where did the money go? The authenticity and transparencies of your project documents and submissions. Nothing. You can't believe it, right? The second inconceivable, all these listed companies have been operating in the United States for so many years. They have to prepare for the annual reports, but without audit. Unbelievable. This is a tragedy on Wall Street. The third inconceivable, the changes behind the ownership stake, which is the most critical in America, and the actual changes of the shareholders, such as companies like H&A, Liu Chenjie, and Guanjun. Also, all the documents signed during the cooperation with the American companies that is not audited. Unbelievable. So, I would like to ask you, if the U.S. Security and the Futures Commission, the Financial Regulatory Commission, the U.S. Banking Regulatory Commission come and ask 700 Chinese companies and the 1,000 of the listed companies and those angel funds to provide the authenticity of the documents from the first day, the evidence, and the whereabouts of these years, and the authenticity of the information he provided. Now, if you think about it, close your eyes for 2 seconds. What will happen? Think about it. 2 seconds. What will happen?
和他提供资料的真假，大家现在想一想，闭上眼睛想2秒钟，会发生什么事儿？大家想想，2秒钟了吧？发生什么事儿？战友们，2秒钟，想明白了吗？
Dear followers, 2 seconds. Got it? It's a disaster. It will be a disaster. Now, who in America can stand up and say, President Trump, this cannot be checked? You can't look up the 700 companies. You can't look up the $2 trillion. You can't look up the pension funds in the United States. Believe or not, this will never work. Even there are 100 presidents. They don't have the right to do it. Now, Americans are scared. What I'm saying about the 3F plan? This is the first one I've seen sitting here. He tells me about 3F and its core. He said, I can't sleep. He said, we brought down the Soviet Union, but now I can't sleep. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe The Voice of Kwok Media.